I wanted to take a second and give you a little bit of the history behind the Fire Dawgs. Believe it or not, this idea started out in the hallway here in the Forestry building in front of my office, and Balsie come by, and he was working in Madison County at that time, Balsie Butler, and I said, Balsie, before you go down the hall, let me ask you a question. I said, have you got any place we can do some prescribed burning? He said, well, yeah, we might work something out like that. I said, well, you know, we'd really like to do that because I want my students to have practical experience. And so he went back to his office and got in touch with Miss Casey, and she bought it hook, line, and sinker, thank the good Lord. And I want to thank her for that because this program would not be where we are today without that commitment. She immediately formed a team and we met at the regional office, and she gave us some working orders. And it was to have this done last June, and so here we are. We'll grind slowly, but it does happen. The first hurdle that came in, I have to give Balsie complete credit for this because I'm not an idea person. I just like to do things. And Balsie came back and brainstormed about, you know, why don't we go forward with this a little bit further than what we just thought. And that's how it brainstormed. And Ms. Casey came in and just backed us up 100%, and I thank her for that. The first hurdle we had was liability insurance. And to meet the June deadline was not possible because this has never been done before. This is the first time in the country that this will happen. A wildland fire team is collegiate. That's amazing. Y'all can give a round of applause for that. Never happened. Dr. Hugine, A&M's the first. And that makes me proud. I'm proud of these students and what they represent and what they're doing for this program. It's just amazing, and how much they bought into this and how much they put effort into it, and I thank them for that. But to get the liability insurance, I was asked to serve on the Alabama Prescribed Fire Council. In a meeting Hank and I were at, I got to the last leg. This is not going to happen. Nobody will cover us. It just can't be done. And it so happened that Doug Rigdon was on the program that day. And so I sneaked over there to him and I said, Doug, you think you might could do something for us? And I explained the Fire Dawg concept. 100%. We will find something. So as of 2 weeks ago, we finally got everything together officially. And we have an insurance policy, and I'll talk to about the Forest Service commitment to that in just a second. The Forest Service stepped forward when we found the policy and everything, and basically what the policy does is it covers the students and the university for $1 million general liability policy because we're professionals. First time in the country this has happened. I talked to the insurance agent, Doug, and he said 5 other universities are chomping at our bits. They're going into the program too, but because we broke the way. And he's provided that the first time that it's actually happened, and I'm so proud of that. In comes the U.S. Forest Service out of Region 8. And I was talking to Greg Roark, who represents the Southern Research Station, and he says, I understand you got a problem. I said, yeah, well, I don't know how we're going to fund it. We've got a solution, but I don't know how we're going to fund it. So the Forest Service stepped forward initially and gave us $20,000 to outfit, as you see, the great equipment we have here. And as we break up, the Fire Dawgs are going to show you some of our equipment. And they provided the initial money to get 12 people outfitted where the program grows. And so they've stepped forward again and are providing additional funds to not only pay for the liability insurance and the workman's comp, but another full set of PPE that we have to have before we'll even think about letting someone out on the fire.
Only have about 16 pages here. So. Not really. I can't begin to tell you how pleased I am to be here today, and most of all that we're here to be able to sign the MOU. And it started, like Darryl was explaining, as an idea, what, Darryl, probably over a year ago, about 18 months.
18 months.
And yes, I did give them a deadline of June, but I'm just so daggone glad that we're here today to be able to do it. The partnership between the U.S. Forest Service, A&M, and the Forestry Commission, it took all that to make this happen. But I can say, to me, there's two people that if they had not been such bulldogs on this, if it had been any lesser person, with all the barriers out there, like there are a lot of times with the first of anything, they would have quit. But Darrell Olsen and Balsie Butler, they don't know the meaning of, I can't do this, or it can't be done. And they stayed after it, and they found a way to make this happen. So I'd like to give them just a round of applause. I said time and time again that I see this not just as a win-win, but a win-win-win. And it's a win for the Fire Dawgs, because you're going to have the ability to get good, not good, excellent fire training, as well as experience live fires and unprescribed burns. And that's going to help you a lot, for one thing, to keep you safe, and the things that you're going to learn just from that. And there's things that you're going to learn from working as a team that's going to help you and other things in your life. It's a win for the Forestry Commission, because now we'll have hand crews be out and help supplement our own crews. And then the third, and maybe the most important of all, is the citizens and landowners of this state, because they're going to see experienced firefighters out there that's going to help protect them and their property. So that's why I say it's a win-win-win. I'm looking forward to this being a very productive and a very good and a very long relationship. And I congratulate each one of you. We've got some of the best staff that's going to be working with you as a crew boss. And again, I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to a long, long, long relationship. Thank you.
Without a combined effort from both agencies, this day would not have been here today. And I just really want to thank everybody. Everybody needs to give themselves a round of applause, because everybody has always put forth an effort to try to make today a reality.
Thank you, Darrell. Actually, I keep 16 pages in my back pocket, so I really just want to say thank you as well to everybody. This partnership is just a wonderful example of how when everybody pulls together, and our part and my part has been extremely small, I can promise you that, but when everybody pulls together, how you can make something very positive happen. And some of you may know that the U.S. Forest Service, we have had what we call our 1890 summer student firefighter program for a couple of years, and it was a real pleasure for me to walk in the front door a little while ago and see a couple of alumni of that program here. And I can tell you that our partnership and the young men and women from Alabama A&M University certainly represents you extremely well, and you should all be very proud. But the partnership of the Fire Dawgs, first of all, I live in Georgia, so it's easy to get behind something called the Dogs. Just but the Fire Dawgs, you know, I'm going to say it's a win-win-win-win. I'm going to add another one, because it surely is a win in my mind for partnerships in general and for the U.S. Forest Service, because the training and the experience that the members of the Fire Dawgs will get here certainly should make them very competitive for positions post-graduation in local, state, federal wildland entities. And I can tell you from a selfish standpoint, that is why we're investing in it, because we're looking every day for high-quality, trained, professional individuals, and we certainly are seeing that from the students here at A&M University, and expect it to be even better now with the Fire Dawg program. So, and I also want to thank Darrell and Balsie very, very much for the hard work and effort And thanks to the students for your, quite frankly, service to the state and service to the people of the country and the state. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me first recognize and acknowledge a couple of individuals here, beginning with Dean Taylor, the faculty of this great program, to Mr. Lawson and Ms. Casey, and to Mr. Butler, one of our alums, and to Mr. Olsen. We certainly are proud here at Alabama A&M on this particular day. I think you've heard me say before that the first alphabet, of course, is A, and there's a reason for that. Alabama A&M, we're leaders. We're the first alphabet, and of course today is another example of that. You've also heard me say many times that we have the very best students anywhere in this nation. And again, today is an example of having the very best students. We are very, very proud of you. We congratulate you on what you've done. Of course, being pioneers, as Alabama A&M should always be, pioneers and leading the way. We expect even greater things from you going forward. And then you've also heard me use the analogy of one that I am fond of, because as a young lad, I used to have to milk the cow. Young folks don't know anything about milking cows, but if you ever tried to milk a cow sitting on a two-legged stool, it's a very difficult task to do. But if you get a three-legged stool, it's a lot easier. And what you have represented here today is that three-legged stool. With the U.S. Forestry Department, with, of course, Alabama Forestry Department, and Alabama A&M University, coming all together for a common good. So we're proud, we're happy to be a part of this. Now other institutions will emulate and follow what we've done here at Alabama A&M University. Again, to the Fire Dawgs, we are so proud of you. And if there's any way that you can make me an honorary member without actually having to do what you do, I accept the honor.
Dr. Hugine, I want you and Ms. Casey to come up here, and for our honored guest, these are your shirts, okay, as a memorandum, memorial to our progress here today, and also to advertise. Everybody says, well, you're Fire Dawgs. Yeah, we need money. Seriously, to support it across campus, and we want to do that. So I would like to ask if we could do the formal signing of the document. Balsie, if you could help us with this at all. Get carried. We've got 2 documents that need signatures, because we will need the original and the other. It's on the back page. So. They will always remember me. All right, a round of applause. I want to take a second now and do what's going to give me a lot of positive emotion. And if y'all can tell, this comes completely from the heart. Having been there and done that, I want to introduce to you the 2010 Fire Dawgs. Stand, please. I'm very proud of these young men and women, and you notice there are several women in this. We've got some that are freshmen that are not here. So our women, the number of women in the program is going up. Several of these students just went through the Fire Academy in Oak Mountain. Several others have been with the Forest Service and have had Western or Southeastern fire details, and so they have a lot of experience. And I've asked them to act as sort of like our squad leaders for safety purposes. So I am very proud of these young men and women, and I would like for you to give them a big round of applause for what they do.